I'm Kelly Comstock. I am playing the character of Sister Aloysius Bouvier.
Hi, my name is Emily Davis, and I am playing Sister James.
Merlene Frank. I'm playing Mrs. Muller.
Steve Balzerini playing the role of Father Flynn.
I'm Jim Walker. I'm the Artistic Managing Director for the Aberdeen Community Theatre and directed ACT's production of Doubt. Those of you who attended Doubt know what this little video is about. And those of you who didn't, we're sorry you missed the production. And unless you know John Patrick Shanley's Pulitzer Prize winning play a bit, you probably won't understand all of what we're trying to do here with this little video, but we appreciate your time.
We've talked about how the characters in this play have a secret. That's part of the preparation that we take, to create a character to put on the stage. They have a backstory. We have to come up with that backstory. It's not necessarily an integral part of the play, but it does inform how we perform the character.
For all shows, as an actor or director, you go through a process of character analysis. That is coming up with what the background that is not in the script that actually helps you portray a character on stage. The history, if you will, of the character. What is in the character's background that make them who they are as a person, and therefore how their character actually unfolds. From the discussions with the cast of Doubt, we looked at what those motivating factors are in their history that make them react to each other and therefore make how the play actually unfolds.
The background story I came up with for Sister James is that she has an abusive father, and I think that really helps determine why she's such a people pleaser and why she's always trying to stop the fights between Sister Aloysius and Father Flynn, because it's what she grew up with, it's what she always had to listen to. She's always tried to find a way to solve it and not have to listen to all the fighting. And so I think that really is why she's become such a people pleaser.
Well, if we're wondering about what Father Flynn's big secret is, it's essentially not that he's a pedophile, but that he's a homosexual. He's gay. And in 1964, if you were gay, you were a pedophile. That's just the way society looked at you. That's the way society looked at homosexuality. That's also why Father Flynn's father beat him. It's taken remarkable strides in the years since then, but at that time, it was a fairly oppressive time, not just for gays, but for persons of color, which we see examples of peppered throughout the play, and so we had to that was the original, that was the foundation that we built on.
Mrs. Muller is very aware that in this life, you have to take the bad with the good sometimes. Things aren't always easy. She knows that, especially in this era, she's not going to be treated fairly, but she still has to accomplish what she has to accomplish. Mrs. Muller is used to being treated a certain way, and I think that is why it's easier for her to allow Donald to endure whatever he may have to endure to get the result that he needs to get, because she thinks it's worth it. She's determined that her son will finish high school, and I think it's because she probably didn't have an opportunity to finish school. She's hopeful that he will go to college, and she's not going to let anything stand in his way.
My character grew up in a large Catholic family. Her father was a successful lawyer, and he also was a popular community leader. And at home, things were very different, and he actually was abusive to his children in all forms possible. And Aloysius, as the oldest, felt responsible to protect her younger brothers the best way that she knew how, but she didn't have anybody to go to, so even her mother turned a blind eye. When she could, Aloysius left home, got married, and never did return.
From discussions with each one of the cast members about doubt, we came up with secrets from their past. Everybody has secrets, and we decided that there were certain things that come from their background and their history that actually help us to make this story that Shanley has written actually come to life on stage. Now, I didn't want them to share their secrets with the other cast members, otherwise they wouldn't be secrets. And so we actually just held those secrets between, director and the actor for each one of them, and then decided that we would just simply let that play out on stage, and therefore the interactions between the cast member and their history and their secrets would actually just help the play unfold before the audience. And therefore, many of the audience, through the interactions that we had and the talkbacks that we had after each of the performances, they wanted to really know what some of those secrets are. So we decided to put this video together so that the cast could then reveal some of what makes them who they are and react to the situations that are in Shanley's play.
After her husband passed away in the war, she decided she wanted to become a sister and protect children the best way that she knew how. And she always felt some guilt for leaving those brothers behind to fend for themselves.
Also, with my character, she deals with her brother. I believe that the letter she received in the play is a letter telling her that her brother attempted suicide because he was struggling with accepting his being gay.
One of the things that it contributes to the relationship that he does have with Donald Muller, although there's nothing sexual involved, there is something of a common denominator. He recognizes, as it's revealed in the play, that Donald does have homosexual tendencies. Once we see that, as a gay man, he notices, Donald Muller. He doesn't recognize him as a potential victim for, being a sexual predator, but he does see him as a young gay man, who is experiencing many of the things that he experienced in his own youth.
This obviously has a huge impact on her beliefs as to whether Father Flynn is guilty with the whole Donald Muller situation.
It's revealed in the play that Donald's father beats him, not for any behavior that he exhibits, whether he drank the ultra wine or not, but that he's, for what he is. That's why Donald's father beat him. And so, when he sees that turmoil, that pain, he sees it as an opportunity to exercise the spirit of compassion, tries to comfort him, tries to counsel him, tries to, let him know that he's not alone, to let him know that possibly later in life it gets better.
And I think that definitely helps her realize that even if he is guilty, maybe it's like the mother seems to think, maybe it's not a bad thing, maybe it's a good thing because he has Father Flynn to help him through it and realize that it's okay, and then he won't try and do anything like her brother did.
I don't think Mrs. Muller is 100% sure that anything did happen, but if it did happen, she of course wants to keep it at school and not take it home to her abusive husband. She's willing to chance it, just so her son can get what he needs to get.
Now, there is also, the idea that Father Flynn, may have had some behavior that he also wants to conceal. We all know that priests, when they take their vows, they take a vow of chastity. One of the nice things about the priesthood for Father Flynn was that gay or straight, chastity is chastity. You take a vow of chastity, and it doesn't, whether you're gay or straight, it doesn't matter. However, somewhere along the line, he may have violated that vow. Not with Donald, most likely with either another priest or certainly an adult. I don't think his tastes run toward the young.
In the back of her head, she thinks maybe the nun has it out for the priest.
One of the greatest lines in that play is the most innocent actions can be seen as sinister to the poisoned mind.
And what she experienced in childhood was that individuals who are often the most beloved by others have the deepest secrets to hide, and that's why her suspicions were piqued with Father Flynn.
That's why he fights so desperately to keep his past in the past. So when Sister Aloysius goes on her mission to expose him, he's not concerned about whether or not he's exposed as a pedophile, which he isn't, but there are all sorts of things that he'd rather not have exposed, which are equally compromising, especially in the time period that we're discussing. So hopefully it shows on the stage.
And I think the only thing Mrs. Muller knows for sure is that her son's life will be better than hers was. Her son will succeed in this life at all cost. Eventually.
Thank you all for attending ACT's production of Doubt. And while you're here, if you'd like to make a contribution to the Aberdeen Community Theatre, it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.